So many digital creator experts, they always say, just get started. And then the next thing you hear is focus. But what if you don't know where to focus? So literally, you guys, today I am here to help you decide where you should start or continue your focus while you're on your digital creation journey. Now, if you're new here, I am Denise, and I believe that everyone is a business and that every business should be online via digital creation. Now, do me a favor because I'm going to get into this and I don't want to lose you. So just in case I do me a favor, subscribe now or save this for later so that you can go back to it because this is something you're going to want to take down. So these are some stages that I was looking for on my journey and never had it. As a matter of fact, I was looking for them maybe even a few days ago because that's when I came up with the stages that I'm going to share with you today. Now, they're not memorized, so I am going to go along on my handy dandy iPad so that you can get these stages as well. So there are 4 stages. The pre-DC stage. Now, DC stands for digital creator. And then you have the beginning DC stage, and then you have the mid DC stage, and then you have the happily ever after DC stage. Now, the happily ever after stage sounds glorious, right? And of course, you see Disney behind me, and that's kind of where it came from because I'm such a Disney fan. But this is a stage where you're there to scale and grow. And I will explain all of that to you all shortly. So let's get into the first stage, the pre-DC stage. What happens before you get started, or at least before you go to the next level. All right, so the very first thing you need to do in this stage is have education, knowledge, training, all those good things, and of course, personal development. And this, you guys, should actually be continuous, but you must start there definitely. Now, the second thing you want to do is actually set up a digital creation filing or planning system, because without this, your stuff is going to be everywhere. And if you are a scattered brain, it's not going to work out. And even if you are scattered brain, let's just go ahead and take that word out of our mind, out of our definition, out of our dictionary for ourselves, because you don't have to be. So setting this up will actually help you get over that. You won't even have a problem with, being scattered because everything will be in order. All right, so the next thing you want to do is actually create a basic tentative plan. Now, for example, what will you post? What kind of content will you post? When will you post it? What are the themes? Things like that. Because having those things in place will actually help you not just post things just to post them. Because if you're doing this to actually become a business for you, like if you consider yourself, a digital entrepreneur, then you actually want to think of these things before you get started. Or, like I said before you go to the next level. All right, the next thing you want to do is choose your main platform or platforms. I always say start with one. Start with one platform, and then of course, once you get to 80% proficiency with one, then you can go to the next. All right. The next thing and the last thing you want to do in the pre-DC stage is decide on your personal brand. You guys, there are so many digital creators who are out there, here and there and everywhere, and you don't really know who they are, what they really stand for. You just know that you like some of their content, and look, that's okay. But make sure that you actually decide on your personal brand. Like, what do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known for helping moms get their 3-month-olds to sleep, for at least 6 hours a night? Something like that. Like, what do you want to be known for? So the main focus on the pre-DC stage, you guys, is to plan, like literally start somewhere. Now, focus on the first thing that your target audience needs, right? If you're going to start out. And then, of course, you want to introduce yourself. That's a part of this pre-DC stage. You want to talk about your journey. You want to talk about your expertise. So those are the things that you want to focus on during this pre-DC stage. Now, on to the next. So the next stage is pretty much the beginning DC stage. And this stage is very small per se. There are only 3 steps in this stage. So first, you want to put out your introductory content. So this is the content that will kind of introduce people to who you are. So look, you're not literally going to get out there and say, hey, I'm Denise and da 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 da. but you kind of can, but you want to kind of make it actually relate to the person that you're actually reaching out to. For example, I like to do, how can I put it? So I like to do great things with boxed cake mix, because for a while, I used to do everything from scratch, and I realized it was taking time because I don't have a commercial kitchen in my home. I'm not a professional baker. So I started doing magic with box cake mixes, I guess, or cake box mixes. And I could really kind of just walk someone through what I do, let them see what I do. So whatever it is that you do, let them kind of see, introduce them with your information. You don't even have to say anything if you don't want to. It just depends on what kind of content that you are putting out. So for me, if I were going to venture out into the baking part of my life, something I would do is definitely not just sit up here and talk. I would show them, because us bakers, we like to see, people who cook like to see things so that they can do things. So the next thing you want to do is actually introduce your solutions, your answers to the problems that your target audience has. So after you actually introduce yourself and what you want to be known for, then you have to actually have some solutions for people, because people love answers to their problems, just like you do, right? That's probably why you're here. So because they like answers to their problems, offer them, and offer them often. And of course, you can decide when you want to. You can revisit your plan, or your planning time, and decide when you want to actually offer those solutions. For example, I personally offer solutions just about every day, but in a different way. But it's totally up to you. You can do it every day, or you can do it every other day. You can do it once a week, totally up to you. But definitely make sure you're offering solutions. The next thing you want to focus on is pretty much your engagement, your subscribers, your followers, your leads. So right here in this stage is where you're trying to grow your audience. You want more engagement, you want more followers, you want more subscribers, and eventually more leads. So in this stage, you are trying to make sure that you are giving the people what they want. If you are giving them what they want, then they're going to engage. They're going to start subscribing. They're going to start following. And this will let you know, okay, now's the time for me to go to the next stage. So the main focus of the beginning DC stage is to produce content. Here, you really want to focus on that content part. And the next stage is the mid DC stage. So the mid digital creator stage is where you actually start doing some big things. So here is where you're going to start an email list or SMS list. So this list is going to help you capture your people who actually are interested in what you have, because if you're on social media, then that's just borrowed space and borrowed time. And you don't get to keep those leads unless you have them on your list. So definitely make sure once you get through the pre-stage, the beginning stage, and once you get in the mid-stage, make sure you have that email list or SMS list. And then you want to have an offer. So this offer can be a paid offer or even a free offer. So the free offer, if you do have one, should lead to a paid offer, or at least give you an idea of what the people like even more, so that you can introduce a paid offer. So this offer, you guys, can be anything from coaching, consulting, a course, a book, ebook, etc. Like, you guys, there's so many different things. Maybe you want to offer them a recipe book. Like, for example, I was talking about how I bake. You can offer a recipe book. Totally up to you. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is get into content marketing. Content marketing or digital marketing, however you want to put it. So in this stage, what you're doing is, instead of just putting content out there for fun, now you kind of want to market to your people. Now that you realize what they like, you want to kind of will them in even more. So to truly get them in there as a warm lead, because you don't just want them cold, you want them kind of warm, so that they will be able to say, okay, I want that offer. You want to put yourself out there to say, hey, Here's this offer. If you want it, it's out here for you. But of course, you're making the offer. You're not forcing. One thing I like to tell my people is to not go into the business of convincing, because if you're trying to convince someone they need it, then you're wasting your time and their time, really, because 9 times out of 10, they won't stay very long for that. So definitely get you some good content marketing strategies, and you'll be able to really soar into the next stage. All right, so the last one in here is the technology upgrade. So right here is where you really want to start thinking about upgrading your technology. So if you're using free things like, for example, your phone, or if you're using free software, maybe it's time to upgrade. Me, I would never upgrade from my phone. I really love my phone. The only thing I would do is possibly buy another one just to record. And I always tell people the best thing you can do is to download Google Photos, because it will upload everything that you create onto Google Photos, which is a beautiful thing. And that way you can still do things on your phone and delete them off your phone. And another thing you can do is buy a flash drive. Those flash drives, you guys, will actually save you some space and time as well, especially if you do not want to have to pay for Google. But I actually back my stuff up in 2 places because I think it's just the best rule of thumb. Okay, so in this stage, your main focus is to pretty much add people to your list and serve them with paid offers. Now we're getting to the best part. So this part, or this stage that I call the happily ever after DC stage, is where you're going to grow your influence. And then the second thing you want to do, of course, is create more offers. Like, review your offers, update your offers, create more offers, like all of things that have to do with offers. Because as your influence grows, your list is going to grow, your followers are going to grow, your subscriptions are going to grow, all these things are going to grow. So now it's time to update, review, and create more offers. Then the next thing you want to do again is update technology for sustained growth. So here, depending on how far you are in this stage, you want to make sure that you increase your technology or update your technology to actually meet the needs of your people who you have now and the people who you project to come into your, I guess, your funnel, your digital creation space, okay? So keep that in mind. And here's the deal. Your main focus on the happily ever after DC stage is to pretty much scale or boost your business, because scaling, growing, boosting your business is really where you want this to be, the happily ever after stage. And then another thing you can think about here is actually spinning off something else that you're passionate about in your life, that you see a need that other people have out there. You could actually start thinking about bringing that into your digital creation space, or creating an entirely new, different space for that if it doesn't work with the one you have. Now, look, I thank you so much for watching this until the end. It means so much to me. And I know that this is really going to help you, because it has been helping me. Like, literally, I had to literally look back at some of the things that I've done and look at some things that I want to do to even come up with this list. So what I really want to do now is also thank you for liking, for subscribing, for all those things that you do, because what it does is it helps me bring you more content like this. And you guys, if you've been around me long enough, you know that I don't like to hold back. It's just not what I do. But what I will suggest that you do if you're new here, especially if you're new to digital creation, is to look at the video that I'm going to post somewhere here on the screen. And this video is going to show you how you can actually get started right where you are for free, or at least in an inexpensive way. But yeah, all those things I'm going to share with you are going to be free, but you can upgrade. But when you upgrade, those things are still very inexpensive. So thanks again so much for being a part of the thing that I do with digital creation. And I look forward to watching you level up, and I will see you next time.